Each bone in the human body contains calcium within its matrix. It also has a thin outer membrane called periosteum. Bones have articular cartilage, which reduce friction between the joints. Each joint contains a synovial fluid, which is used to lubricate the joints. Diarthrosis is also known as a synovial joint, which has the ability to have a free range of motion. Within the human body, there are 6 different types of joints. One of these joints is the ball and socket joint. It is located in the head of the femur and the acetabulum of the pelvis. It is able to move this way and that way. Second type of joint is the saddle joint. It's located between the trapezium of the carpal bones and the metacarpal bone of the thumb. These joints move this way to go like that and that way. Third type of joint is the condylar joint. An example is between the metacarpals and the phalanges. These joints move in all directions. Fourth type of joint is the pivot joint. It moves on a singular axis. The example of this is the atlas and axis of the cervical vertebrae. Fifth type of joint is a gliding joint. It is located between the carpal bones of the palm. These joints slide back and forth on a singular plane. The last type of joint is the hinge joint. It moves back and forth within its cuff. An example of this is between the humerus and the ulna, or the femur and the fibula. There are 2 ends to a muscle and bone connection. The end of the muscle with a set position is called the origin. The opposite end from the origin is called the insertion. It has the ability to move. Within joints and bones, there is a certain range of motion, which is the distance allowed to travel before enduring separation. For example, if one's arm were to extend all the way back, they would probably endure luxation, which is the total separation of a joint. Within the human body, there are 3 types of levers: first class, second class, and third class. A first class lever has the fulcrum in the middle, with the resistance or load on one end and the effort being placed in on the other. An example of this is having the weight of your face being pulled by the force of the resistance of your neck muscles so that you nod off. Second class levers has the resistance in the middle with the fulcrum on this end and the effort being placed up. An example of this is when you stand on your tiptoes. Third class lever has the effort in the middle being placed up, fulcrum on one end, and the resistance or the load on the other. An example of this is when one does bicep curls to work out. Within levers and pulley systems of the human body, there is a mechanical advantage. The mechanical advantage is the ratio of the force being used to the resistance within a lever.